Hi, I'm Helga from Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking Homestead, and today I'm sharing another favorite that I always make for every Passover, usually Hanukkah as well, and anytime that I just want to have a good chicken soup. I'm making chicken matzo ball soup, otherwise known as Jewish penicillin. It'll cure anything. And while you can use the pre-made mixes that you get at the store, and they're fine, but it never replaces the whole homemade deal with your own stock. So basically you're going to see this from start to finish the old-fashioned way. So let's get to it. So I'm going to start out, first important ingredient, the chicken. And so this is a real farm-to-table deal because this guy here was one of mine that I raised. When you end up with about 8 roosters and only a few hens, they got to go somewhere, and so they went here to the freezer. So this is my own raised chicken from the farm, and if you can get farm raised, free range, that's your best bet. Just because you'll find that the flavor is just so much better and more intense. There's no chemicals, none of that stuff. So you need the chicken, and I use some kosher salt. I use kosher salt for this because if you want a good clear broth, kosher salt helps give you that clear broth. And I just put a couple pinches of salt in there like that. I add some onion, like that. And I add some carrots, chopped up, like that. I add some. I'm out of my own dried dill, but I'm adding some dill. It gives it a little nice kick. I have to plant another herb garden this year. I just didn't have time last year. I also like throwing in a little bit of thyme. Not a lot, just a pinch, and some parsley. Can't wait to have my fresh again. Okay, and then we're going to cover this with water. You want to cover the chicken. Okay, the chicken's covered. And I'm going to put this on low and slow and let her go. My chicken is done. Look at this. I'm just going to shred this off the bone. And I also want you to see here in the broth, look at how nice the broth is and clear. Now some people will strain this. I don't, because I want the fat here, the gold, or we call the smaltz, I want this to actually do my matzo balls in. Some people just boil up their matzo balls separately in another pot. I will be taking this broth after I debone the chicken, and I will be doing the matzo balls, dropping them in here at a boil to do them, so they absorb all that flavor from the broth. And you can see my veggies here. So look how that just comes apart. That's real chicken soup, baby. So we'll get that together, and we're going to make our matzo balls next. Stock and the chicken part. Now we're going to do the matzo ball part. So 4 eggs, slightly beaten. Like that. And I'm going to add my oil, some broth, and that has the smaltz in it, the chicken fat. And I'm going to add my matzo meal, and I'll have the recipes in the description down below, like always. tablespoon of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a tablespoon of celery flakes. We're going to mix that up all really good. Ginger and cinnamon and celery flakes just gives it a nice comfy food feel. Okay, you can see how that's firming up. I used a cup of matzo meal. Now, I'm going to put this in the fridge. Put this in the fridge for about 20 minutes to set up. And then we'll make our matzo balls and get them boiling. Okay, the matzo ball meal, as you can see here, has firmed up. And what I'm going to do is use a ice cream scoop here to make my balls. And just pull it out here and roll it like this and drop her in. Like I said, there are a lot of ways to make this. Everybody might have their own unique recipe. Some people, you know, I did the chicken in the crock pot and did the stock and then deboned it, and we'll add the chicken meat back in after my matzo balls are cooked for the full soup. But some people like the clear broth. They will actually drain off the original cook broth and then do another for another couple hours. But I think you lose a lot of the good flavor of the bone marrow. You lose the smaltz, and the smaltz is half of what makes this. So, you know, why add in fake schmaltz when you've got real schmaltz? So I just used the first run of broth to cook my matzo balls in. Some people just do it in a clear broth with a little of the schmaltz added. Once again, to me, the most flavor comes from doing it from the original chicken and stock. And you see the herbs. The herbs are going to give this nice flavor, but they also give it nice color. Makes it pretty. And I let these go, oh, probably about 40 minutes. If you like your matzo balls a little denser, they can go for about 20 minutes. But I like mine fluffy, so mine are going to go for about 40 minutes here at a slow simmer and well, low boil simmer. And we'll come back when they're ready to go. Balls are done. One other thing I'll tell you is while they're cooking, I go and I just turn them like this so that they do cook evenly, and plating them up. I just go like this, get these matzo balls in there. Then I'm going to put back some of the broth and chicken. Some people like the clear broth, but this is what makes it good to me. The bits of carrot and onion and the chicken. I mean, you gotta have the chicken. Oh yeah. Now see that right there? That's about as good a comfort food as you could ever get. We always joke and call it Jewish penicillin, but you know it is. Cures everything that ails you. At least that's what all the Jewish mamas will tell you. So that's what it looks like dished up. And well, you know what comes next. I have to do a taste test. So we'll give it a shot. The all-important taste test. Oh my. Look how nice that looks. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Beautiful matzo ball. Get some There we go. Looks half as, tastes half as good as it looks. We'll be in shape here. Oh man. Mm. And that little bit of cinnamon and parsley and ginger gives these such a good flavor. So they're not as plain as some people's matzo balls. I like that. You can add a little dill, a little cilantro, whatever suits you. I like the parsley. But now remember, I have the dill in the broth. It just gives it a little extra something. And that cinnamon, yummy. Probably use a little nutmeg too if you wanted to. But I like the cinnamon and the parsley and the ginger. It gives it a nice balance. So, perfect for today. We have a nor'easter rolling in and it's just starting to snow like heck here. I don't know if you can see out the window there. It's snowing pretty good. So anyway, this is kosher. So are not all my dishes are kosher, but this one's kosher. My roast lamb is kosher. My latke is kosher. And these are just some comfort foods I make for Passover on Hanukkah. And well, anytime I want good Jewish penicillin, I make a pot of the chicken matzo ball soup. Like I said, this was requested by Steve Robb. So there you go. This is a longer version to make it, but boy, you get so much more flavor. Like I said, you can buy those. You can buy the shortcuts in the store, and they're fine to do in a pinch and don't require really much work at all. But if you want the really good broth and stock and the flavor, and these matzo balls taste way better than those. This is the way to do it. Nothing ever really substitutes doing it the old home way. So, or as they keep telling me, retro of vintage cooking. So, until next time, bye.